Hey, Dr. Lindsey here. In this brief video, I do a more extended interview and discussion with a 9-year post-op patient who got 2,500 grafts or so of fine hair. So here's the interview. Hey, this is Dr. Lindsey. I'm here with Steve. It's okay to use your face, right?
Sure.
Video.
Yep.
And you're 58. I just turned 60, so we're roughly the same age. And I hadn't seen you in 9 years. And in January of 2015, we did 2,383 grafts of finer hairs from the back of his head to the front. And his before pictures are up between us. And I saw you at 4.8 months out and told you had a great scar, and that was the last time I saw you. And you walked in today, and honestly, I didn't recognize you. And tell me, has this been a good experience for you? Or?
Yeah, it's been fantastic, actually. I think my hair still looks great. I was really just coming in to see if there was, maybe something I could do to make the hair a little bit fuller, but I'm still very happy with the procedure.
So in a second, I'll show you a close-up of his scar with a close-up picture of it. But this is a typical issue that I face, and that's a guy with finer hair. Now, I have average hair. Finer hairs, no matter how tight you pack those finer hairs, you always need a few hundred extra hairs at the hairline. So when this man walked in, bend over just a little bit. Way to go. Right here along the corner, you could certainly argue, let's put 300 hairs there, but it looks awesome. And so you can look back up. And so he had heard on the radio that perhaps PRP or exosomes would help that. And if you watch enough of my 526 YouTube videos, you'll see that I've planted thousands of trees. And so if you, the audience member, and I were to go out in a field and plant trees, if they're skinny trees, we probably ought to put a little fertilizer in there. That's what PRP or PRFM or exosomes conceivably help with. But if we go out there and just sprinkle some fertilizer, unless a squirrel comes or a bird comes and buries a nut, there's no tree that's going to grow. So I personally do not subscribe to putting PRP in some dude or a woman that's 8 or 9 years out from a hair transplant and expect miracles. And so I've advised him not to do that. And that's controversial because a lot of guys make a lot of money doing that, but I don't think that it works for the typical person currently, and it's October of 2024. And so what I've offered this man is do nothing. He looks fine. Add 300 hairs by FUE technique so as he doesn't make another cut on the back of his head. And we'll see what happens. But in summary, here's a guy that was probably a class 4 hair loss before. Here's these pictures, and this is him at 9 years out. We don't get a lot of 9-year guys to just walk in. So now would you turn around and show me the back of your head? Mm-hmm. And that's, what haircut do you have? Do you know?
I think they call it kind of a low fade.
Yeah, then you can turn back around.
Yeah.
Any kind of bullshit I ever pulled on you?
No, absolutely not.
And did anybody notice that you had a hair transplant? I mean, you look unremarkable, which is what I try to do.
Today, very rarely does anyone, I can't even think recently of anyone ever asked me if I had a hair transplant. So I think it's one of the better ones that I've seen, quite frankly. I think he just did an amazing job. And I knew that I had thin hair, and it was
finer hairs, yeah.
Finer hair, and it turned out much better than I thought.
All right, well, I appreciate you coming in today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So in summary, we don't get a lot of guys rolling back in here at 9 years. We get a lot of 1 years, we get a couple of 2 years, occasionally we get 3 and 4 years. But 9 years are a surprise because you just never see them. We moved offices last year. So it's really a treat for us and also for you, the prospective patient, to see how these things age. And so this guy has aged unremarkably. He's got a normal looking hairline. And sure, you could argue to add a few hundred hairs to his hairline, and I'm happy to do that, or you could argue to do nothing, and we'll see how that plays out. If we can help you, give us a call.